So, when I contacted you and I said, when the news broke, I was like, Mike, you're doing BKFC, is that right? And you were like, well, I got to keep things interesting and keep the media busy. That's what you said to me. So, is this interesting for you?
Well, the question is, have you been busy since?
I've been busy, bruv. Okay, you've done boxing matches before and have talked about wanting to do more. When did BKFC come into your mind, and when did you want to do it? Like, what made you want to do it?
So to be fair, as a brand, bare knuckle fighting in general has always been something that has been around me from a young age. Nothing that I've ever voiced wanting to do, but it's always something that I've always been curious about. Like, I'd like to try that at least one day. And when I saw it get legalized, I was like, yeah, okay, maybe at the end of my career, something I can jump into. And then it just came earlier, and I was like, it's definitely a box I want to tick off. And it was timed right because, Bellator had to okay it as well. They did, and I'm here now, so I'm happy that it's happening this way.
And Bellator were happy about this. They're fine with you doing it. I mean, I know they've let you box before and stuff like that, so they were completely cool about you jumping to BKFC.
Yeah, the thing is, obviously, there's a lot going on with Bellator. There's you got the Bellator, you got the Paramount, and all these. There's so many different teams, and I'm sure they had multiple debates. Not everybody was excited for it, but the right people were excited for it. The right people signed it off, allowed me to be here today, and I'm hoping it's something that they see as a benefit for them even later on, because I am over here, I am representing them, and I hope I'm doing a good job by doing so.
Okay, so during your training camp, what would you say was the most challenging adjustment to adjust to BKFC style?
To be fair, nothing really that challenging. Like, I'm a fighter at heart. We do extra conditioning work in my hands. That's just to be sure. Like I spoke about it earlier on the desk. Change of certain angles. Like, I'll land punches from slightly different places initially, because you get guys not try to be dirty, but they dip their head a lot, and they want you to catch your hand wrong, which is a tactic. It makes sense. And then the Greco, so doing a lot of stand-up wrestling work is helping me. And even when I start doing my boxing sparring now, anybody that clinches me, I don't look like I'm going to be that strong. But if you understand how to manipulate, where to position your head, what to do, I'm good in that area as well. And I know he's going to panic and want to be in that area until he feels what it's like to be in that area, and then he's lost.
Yeah, speaking of your opponent, I mean, you've been around him all week. What kind of vibes are you getting off him in terms of his personality, and is he bothering you?
No, I like his personality. I think he's funny. A lot of the times it's a massive show of nerves, and I think it's a massive show of nerves because he is a fan of me. I've seen that from the first time I met him to now. He's known about me for a very long time. He's actually called me out, which I found out recently. He's called me out before going into Bellator, before he went into UFC. I've obviously been someone that has been a highlight in his career for a long time, whereas I've just heard of him. You know what I mean? I've seen him because he's more so because of his personality than actually his fighting. And then obviously I've watched clips of his fighting. Typical tough guy, but great personality here. A person that is going to come forward and fight until they feel what I'm like in there, until they get frustrated, until they get hit with certain shots that they didn't think I'd be able to land like that. Then it changes. The personality will change.
Okay, that's good. So is this a one-off? Is this a one-off with BKFC? I mean, they just announced that they've taken on a bare knuckle fighting championship from the UK, and that's going to be representing the UK for BKFC. So you got to fight for them, or this is a one-off as we speak?
So as we speak right now, it's a one-off. But the fact that they've positioned themselves, it makes it easier to start, later on. If there's another opportunity that comes up, it's going to make it easier to kind of cross back over. But it's not just me. I got to speak to Bellator again. There's the powers that be that are there, and they might be not happy with it. It's too close to a fight or this and that. So there's going to be loads of things, but they've positioned themselves well enough now, so it makes it easier to keep kind of bouncing to and fro. But for now, one-off fight and then straight back to MMA.
Always a pleasure, Mike. Thank you so much. Speak soon. Keep it exciting, as you say.